Welcome to Blooming Wildwood Homestead. Today I want to share with you a wonderful challenge that was started by Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead. This challenge is called the Every Bit Counts. And what I love about it is that the goal is every day you are going to find something to preserve, and every bit counts. It doesn't have to be a full day of canning. You don't have to have preserved 5 different items in one day. The idea is that every single day you're putting something away so that you have it for the future, and every little bit counts. This challenge started the first part of August, and here we are the second week in August, and I'm just kind of getting into it, but that's okay because I know that with the 3 remaining weeks of August, I'm going to be able to put away or preserve a number of items, and that is really exciting. Now, just because I hadn't started the challenge during the first week of August, that doesn't mean that I wasn't already doing some food preservation. I wasn't documenting what I was doing every day. A couple of things that I've been working on this week. I canned some more salsa. We had our first big crop of tomatoes that came in just this past week, and so I was able to go ahead and can the first batch of salsa of the season. If you've watched any of my prior videos, you know that this is something that I could definitely eat every single day. I don't, but I could. And I love my salsa, so I was really excited to get this set aside and preserved. The other thing that I was able to get put away this week, and I didn't think we were going to have anything available to do this, I was able to can a few potatoes. The potato harvest wasn't doing really well this year, and so I didn't think there would be any extra to go ahead and can. But what happened is we had a number of potatoes that were rather small, and so rather than kind of fiddle with trying to keep them and use them longer term into the winter, it just seemed like a better use to be able to put them away in cans, and then that way we've got them available for soup, stews, hash browns, whatever it is that you might want during the winter. So that's something that I was really excited to be able to put away. And really a great example of every bit counts. We didn't have a ton. There was just a small bundle in the bag, and by the time I got everything finished, I was able to put up 5 pints of potatoes, and that is wonderful. I'm really excited about that. One of the big questions that comes up during the Every Bit Counts challenge is whether or not all of the items have to be from your own farm and homestead, or whether you can use purchased items. And it really is up to you what you want to do. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if you are purchasing some items or using the items that you're growing yourself. Not everyone is in a position to be able to grow all of the food that they need for the course of the year. And if that's where you're at, but you still want to get involved in preservation and start building up some of your skills in the area of food preservation, I would definitely say go ahead and purchase what you need and put that away. So I know a lot of people, and I used to do this, would go and get blueberries from a farm, and then you can put those in the freezer and have them available. When I lived in town and I couldn't grow enough tomatoes, there have been times in the past where I would go and purchase a box of tomatoes so that I had them available to make my salsa or whatever it was that I wanted to preserve. So even if you're in an area where you're not able to grow everything that you need to preserve, it doesn't hurt to add some of those things into your food preservation. One such example that has happened here, our onion crop is not as robust as it has been in the past. The onions were much smaller than what they had been, and we just weren't going to have extra this year to be able to use for a lot of the canning projects. I had the opportunity to be able to purchase a box of onions from a company, and it came in a big 40-pound box. Now, my idea was that I would be able to go ahead and hold on to those onions and use them for all of my canning projects kind of as things came on. So I know that I use a lot of onions with tomatoes, and I like to can a lot of tomato products. So I know that I'm going to be going through a substantial amount of onions during the course of that time. One of the issues I ran into is that I didn't carefully read the description, and it said that the onions had previously been in cold storage and that you should keep them basically in a refrigerator after you got them home, which I did not do. So I was just thinking, if I keep them in a cool, dark place, no big deal. And as I've started using the onions for the salsa and some of my other canning projects, tomato soup I made, some other things that I've been working on, as I started using the onions, I realized that some of them were starting to kind of go bad a little bit. The core is looking like it's going bad. A couple of them had some spots where there were little blemishes. So I have realized that I need to use them a little faster than I had previously anticipated. So with that in mind, I decided to go ahead and can some French onion soup. I've made French onion soup before, but I have never canned it before. So this was kind of a fun new thing that I'm planning to add to the pantry. One of the things I'm trying to do is make sure that I'm setting myself up to be able to eat from the pantry even if I have busy days. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm adding some soups or some quick meals so that if I haven't pre-planned enough, or if I get home from a long day at work with extra activities, I can quickly just pop a jar of something and dinner will be ready in minutes. And while that's not something that I have to do every single day, I like having some items on hand for those occasions because one, it's going to keep me from making poor food choices, and two, it's going to help save me money because I'm not going to feel like, oh, I need to go out to grab something really quick. I've already got something quick in the pantry that I can use. So I'm trying to be adding a few more of those types of items that I haven't necessarily done in the past. And I'm really excited about how that's going to help me moving forward in the pantry. All of that being said, I hope that you will consider joining the Every Bit Counts challenge. If you leave the hashtag in a YouTube video that you make, or if you post on Instagram and use the hashtag EveryBitCounts, you can share your items under that same category. So if you go and search hashtag EveryBitCounts, you can see other videos that people have made of things that they're canning or preserving. You can see other ideas. Last year I kind of followed the trend, and while I didn't join in, I did follow what was going on, and it was fun to see just different ideas of how people were preserving things. And when you get different ideas, sometimes if you have an overabundance of something, it's nice to try something new. And so I really think that can be beneficial as we're trying to preserve. And when you are in these very busy days and you are just like trying to get everything done and it's starting to feel overwhelming, it's nice to know that there are other people out there who are really working hard at preserving their food and preserving items from their homestead, and they're sharing that as well. So I hope that this can be an encouragement to you. I'll put out weekly videos just kind of updating you on what I've been working on during the course of the week, and then I'll be posting some photos over on Instagram as well. So let me know in the comments below if this is something that you would like to join in on. I really encourage you to do it. No amount is too small. Everything counts. Every bit counts. There is no amount that's too small. So don't feel like you can't do it because you don't have as much of something as someone else. Every bit counts. The main thing is to be preserving items. In the description, I'm going to go ahead and post a link to Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead and her explanation of the challenge and what she's doing. And then I'll also post a link to a previous video that I have done about different preservation methods that might be helpful to you as you're kind of thinking through different things that you could be doing during the course of this challenge. If this video was helpful to you and you are excited about the Every Bit Counts challenge, click like. We'd love to have you subscribe, be part of our community here, where every week you'll find videos on gardening, food preservation, and using things from your pantry. Until next time, bye everyone.